Hello there and welcome to Tales from the World's Firesides. I'm Clive Gilson, the story guy, and I'm thrilled you're here. Today we're diving into a classic Scottish folk tale, The Fairy Boy of Leith. And this little gem is straight from my collection, Tales from the Land of the Brave, where I've handpicked, polished and adapted some of the finest Scottish folk and fairy tales just for you. So grab a cosy seat, maybe a cup of something warm, and let's step into the magic together. The Fairy Boy of Leith. About 15 years ago, while staying in Leith near Edinburgh, Scotland, I often visited a certain house where I would meet acquaintances for a drink. The woman who ran the house was well respected, which made me take notice when she told me about a so-called fairy boy living in town. Intrigued by her strange account, I asked to see him. One day, as I passed by, she pointed him out, playing with other children. I called him over with kind words and a small payment, and in front of several witnesses I asked him astrological questions. He answered with remarkable skill, far beyond his 10 or 11 years. At one point in the conversation he drummed his fingers on the table, so I asked if he could play the drum. He confidently replied yes, as well as any man in Scotland. In fact, every Thursday night I play for a gathering under that hill, and he pointed to the large hill between Edinburgh and Leith. Curious, I asked what kind of gathering it was, and he said, a great company of men and women meet there, enjoying music, food and wine. Sometimes we are transported to France or Holland overnight, experiencing all the pleasures of those lands before returning. Now, I asked him how they entered the hill, and he explained that a large invisible gate opened for them, leading to a grand set of rooms as fine as any in Scotland. To prove his story, he said he offered to tell my fortune, predicting that I would have 2 beautiful wives whose forms he claimed to see over my shoulders. The woman assured me that no one in Scotland could keep him from his Thursday night meetings. Tempting him with more money, though, I arranged to meet him again the following Thursday afternoon. He returned as promised, and I gathered friends to try and stop him from leaving that night. We sat with him, asking questions, but around 11 o'clock he vanished without anyone noticing. Now I rushed outside, and I caught him and brought him back into the room. We watched him closely, yet he disappeared again. Now, chasing after him, I heard him cry out as if he were being attacked in the street. And after that, well, I never saw him again. And that's a wrap on today's story. This little treasure comes straight from an unknown original text. The version that I've got is taken from a book called Folklore and Legends of Scotland, published by W. Gibbings of London in 1889, but that's not the original. Now, I love bringing these old tales back to life, especially for folks who might never have come across them before. Stories like these connect us across time, cultures and generations, and honestly, they just make the world feel a little more magical. If you had fun with this one, want more folklore and forgotten tales, then check out my books at the address on the main text, or go to Amazon. You can find my stuff quite quickly. Now, if you're curious about Tales from the World's Firesides, or just want to know more about me, Clive Gilson, the story guy, then pop over to clivegilson.com. Before you go, though, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps more people find these stories, and if you haven't subscribed yet, well, what are you waiting for? I post fresh stories pretty much every week. There's over 100 now, so make sure you don't miss out. That's it from me, though, so until next time, keep reading, keep listening, and stay inspired.